Quarry reopened after 25 years, but what the workers found underground shocked everyone. When Ethan and his crew arrived at the long-abandoned quarry, they expected just a hard week of digging. The place had been untouched for 30 years. Their job was simple: clean it up and expand the site for more stone. For 2 days, things went smoothly, but on the third day, everything changed. While operating a large digging crane, the crew noticed a deep hole. They threw small rocks inside to see how deep it was, but they didn't hear any sound. Ethan decided to lower a camera into the hole. He tied the camera to a 1,000-meter rope. For the first 900 meters, the camera showed nothing unusual. They were about to lose hope, but suddenly, the camera caught something that left everyone speechless. It was flat and shiny. It didn't look like stone. It looked like metal. Everyone stared at the monitor. "Zoom in," Ethan said. The camera got closer. They saw a large, round door with strange marks on it. It was half covered in dirt and didn't look like anything used in mining. Ethan was shocked. "That's not from us," one of the crew said quietly. Without waiting, Ethan decided to go down there himself. He and 2 other workers got ready. They put on harnesses and safety gear. Then they lowered themselves down the deep hole. It took almost an hour to reach the bottom. Once there, Ethan touched the metal door. It was cold and smooth. He walked around it and looked at the marks. They were carved into the metal, symbols, maybe letters, but not in any language he knew. They began digging around the edges of the door, carefully, slowly. Finally, the door moved with a loud click. Dust flew everywhere. Then, it opened slightly with a low creaking sound. Behind it was a narrow tunnel. Ethan looked at the others. "Let's go," he said. One by one, they crawled into the tunnel. It was quiet, too quiet. Their lights lit up the walls, smooth, clean, and made of stone blocks. The tunnel was clearly man-made. After crawling for about 10 minutes, the tunnel widened. They stood up and looked around in shock. They were standing at the edge of something huge. Before them was an entire underground city. Buildings carved from rock stood in rows. Arched walkways connected tall stone towers. There were stairs, windows, and even strange lanterns hanging from the ceilings above. Everything was covered in dust, but it was clear this place had once been alive. The crew walked slowly, speechless. It looked like no one had been there for hundreds of years. Some doors were open. Inside, they saw furniture made of stone, tables, chairs, even beds. It was like time had stopped. Ethan turned in a circle, trying to take it all in. "This was a city," he whispered. "A real city. Under our feet this whole time." They had come to reopen a quarry. Instead, they had found a lost world, and no one would ever forget it.